Kingston firefighter Thomas Metzger has filed a notice of claim against the city, saying that he intends to sue the municipality. Metzger fell off a building while fighting a fire back in December, but he claims the city did not provide the proper safety equipment for firefighters out doing battle with blazes. Mayor Shane Gallo reacts. I'm Paul Kirby, reporting for the Daily Freeman.
The City of Kingston Fire Department and his spouse, wife of Mr. Metzger, claiming negligence and recklessness and carelessness on the part of the city in violation of General Municipal Law 205A. What's interesting about this, however, is that what is alleged, for instance, that Mr. Metzger was not provided adequate training, was not provided what are necessary called bailout ropes, equipment that would be providing him with a safe work environment. What's interesting is the following. First of all, I want to say I'm very, very happy and glad that Mr. Metzger is recuperating and that he is on the road to recovery, and that that the matter has been addressed by the city in terms of ensuring that any benefits he has provided during his period of disability are being provided. But again, I want to thank him for his service. However, that stated, I am really perplexed that literally he's suing the city based on those allegations when considering the following. His union, 6 months ago, and I had a discussion about Mr. Salzman and Mr. Searay, who was the city department training officer, who's also paid by the State of New York Office of Fire Prevention, where we discovered that Mr. Salzman and Mr. Searay hadn't addressed the following safety concerns and equipment concerns, within the department. And the union, when I asked the union president, Tommy Tiano, Lieutenant Tiano, why he didn't address these issues with the mayor, then Mayor Satile, Chief Salzman, and Assistant Chief Chris Ray, he informed me that, quote unquote, he did not want to make waves. Well, what's interesting is that within 1 week of Mr. Reinhardt's appointment, Chief John Reinhardt, to the department, and within 1 week of Captain Mark Brown, now a Deputy Chief Brown of the fire department, within 1 week of their appointment, both gentlemen brought to my attention, so it could have been literally over a year or more, that Mr. Ray did not, Assistant Chief Ray then, did not recommend to Chief Salzman then to obtain turnout gear, bailout ropes, nor calibrate oxygen masks. It's my understanding that the oxygen masks hadn't been addressed in several months or potentially over a year, which is really telling, because out of this, within literally a day of being notified of this, we started the process to obtain funding for all of the equipment, got the training documents up to date, made sure that they were filed with the state, and we were back on board ensuring the equipment for the bailout ropes. We didn't get the funding for the turnout gear. What we would have done is bonded for it. But we didn't have to, because Greg Swansea in Economic Development and Chief John Reinhardt were able to obtain over $100,000 for those equipments. So what I find really perplexing is that since I took office in January, we immediately responded to the concerns on the part of the workforce over there at the department. We immediately took and did our due diligence to ensure a safe working environment. And it's intriguing that in all the years, that the union was aware of these issues, they knowingly disregarded filing any safety complaints with the Public Employment Safety Health Division, PESH it's called, which is like our version of OSHA for public employees. Not ridiculous. He claims that if he had had the bailout ropes, he would not have suffered this serious injury. What the public should know is that on that date, at that fire, there was a ladder right next to the roof where the firefighter came out of a window. When the firefighter came out of the window, he slipped on the ice apparently, and then fell, suffering serious injury. It's respectfully submitted, the bailout ropes wouldn't have changed the outcome, and indeed, if there was no ice, we wouldn't even be talking about this, because he could have just walked over to the edge of the roof and walked down and climbed down the ladder that was placed there, accordingly.
So his
to
injuries
allege
had
it-
nothing.
So it's
nothing.
respectfully submitted. The bailout ropes are an irrelevancy. The union knew about it. The union took no action. The assistant chief, who was also paid by State Office of Fire Prevention, took no action to obtain them. The chief of the fire department totally ignored it. And apparently the mayor either wasn't informed of it or he also took no action.